Hey guys, it's Jess from Stark Skincare. I am the founder of a small skincare brand called Stark Skincare. Do check out my website because I slave away at it every day. The link is below. So I'm feeling inspired to talk about food today. I have recently changed up my diet. It's been 2 weeks that I've done like a total overhaul of the way that I eat. I won't go into the details today. That'll probably be a separate video. It might be a separate video on a new channel. Maybe. Just saying. My husband and I are working on something, or we will be working on something. But I am feeling very inspired by food lately. I've talked before about the importance of, our nutritional habits and how it reflects on our skin. And today we're going to talk about some of the specifics. So I'm going to start with a list of what you should be eating to create the healthiest skin that you can. Now, if you remember my video about skincare being a holistic endeavor, it shouldn't surprise you that how you should eat for your entire body and for all the systems in your body is exactly how you should eat for your skin. And it's hard to pinpoint exactly what that might mean for you in particular. But I think there are a few rules of thumb and a few guidelines that will be helpful to like 97.3% of people. Of course, if you have any specific allergies or any of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, this doesn't apply to you. Or if you've experimented and you know that some of these foods don't work well for you for one reason or another, then obviously, don't try to embrace these things just because, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, and you will definitely find what works for you at some point, and we're here to support you. So the first thing, I would encourage everyone to embrace a diet full of colorful fruits and veggies. And I'm a little bit biased, a bit more towards the veggie camp. Fruits are wonderful, but a lot of fruits have become so modified over the years. And I'm not even talking specifically about fruits that are like genetically modified, but just the way fruits have been bred over the years. They have become so sweet because we love that. If you've ever tried a banana, from like not a North American banana, like the types of bananas that we get here or in Europe actually. Like if you've ever traveled to like Southeast Asia and had a banana, it's a completely different experience. Whenever we were in Sri Lanka, they had 5 common varieties of bananas and they would eat them seasonally, which is really cool. But the bananas that we had while we were there were very small. They were small bananas, very small. Small bananas, and they weren't sweet. They were like tangy, like sour bananas almost. And, it's just very strange. It just wasn't the regular super sugary bananas, bright yellow that I'm used to. So it was a bit of an eye-opener just realizing how different fruits really are and how they are created for a market. So just because something's natural doesn't mean that it's all that natural. So fruits, consume things like berries, especially wild berries or organic berries, because they aren't quite so modified. If you're gonna have apples, go for things that are a little bit more sour, like get your maybe Empires or Macintosh, as opposed to those like Honeycrisp ones, because those have been super overbred to actually be very, very, very sweet. They're really high on the glycemic index. Colorful fruits and colorful veggies, especially the dark green ones, or anything that's like dark purple or dark red, such as beets, are going to be really, really high in antioxidants. So my whole skincare range really concentrates on antioxidants and the importance of antioxidants. So it's important both topically and internally. So antioxidants, as the name would suggest, is going to prevent the oxidation of your body's cells. Oxidation is kind of like your cells rusting. So if you imagine what oxygen does to metal, basically it does the same thing inside of our bodies. So that helps. Anything antioxidants actually help with oxidation. Oh, and by the way, I just recently learned that one of the strongest antioxidants is actually melatonin. So that's what you get when you sleep, when you're in a deep REM state, I believe, is when you produce melatonin. So that is actually the strongest antioxidant. So there's the secret to beauty sleep. That was a bonus tip. The next thing is collagen. So collagen is the building blocks of our skin. It's what gives it the youthful bounce. It's what stops fine lines and then the deeper lines from forming. And it's basically what we lose as soon as we hit 35. So sadly, there's not much that, I mean, I'm going to say there's not much you can do about that, and I'm just going to tell you to eat collagen. But eating collagen will help. There's debate about it. Look, if you research it, you can really find both sides, like both sides of the study, right? You know what? I choose to believe that it's going to work. Even if it's placebo effect, collagen is also a very pure and a really good way to get protein in your diet. So if you're like me, and that's probably like the macro that I struggle with most, is eating enough protein. So for me, collagen is a great way of getting enough protein. Collagen's a great way of getting enough collagen and protein. And so it's really going to, if you think of it this way, collagen is something that our ancestors used to consume on the regular. They used to be crunching on bones. They would use the whole animal whenever they would hunt. And so, you know, it was something that's meant to be in our diets that we just don't get anymore. So you can go either for a animal-based collagen if your diet allows for it, or you can also get a marine-based collagen, and both are good. And I personally love hydrolyzed collagen peptides. You can add it to your coffee. Doesn't really taste like anything, and it's just like a really easy way to get like 10 grams of protein in your diet. So for me, you know, it really works for me. If you're not into the idea of taking a collagen supplement, then vitamin C is going to help your body actually produce more collagen. So you could take a vitamin C supplement, which tastes like candy and is kind of fun. Or you can just eat more citrus fruits and just different fruits that contain vitamin C. I believe cruciferous vegetables also contain a lot of vitamin C. So like your broccoli, your kale, and those guys, I believe they're also very rich in vitamin C. And again, this is something for your collagen, for your vitamin C, do go for sources that are organic and or wild and or something you grew yourself. So either you're growing your own cow or you go for a grass-fed cow for your supplementation, or you go for organic berries and vitamin C rich fruits and cruciferous vegetables. And also, cruciferous vegetables are very easy to grow on your own. They're very hardy, and you can grow a pot of kale on your balcony, no problem. That thing will grow from April until November. It'll get snowed on and it'll still live. Trust me, kale will survive anything. You can pick it while it's still fresh and baby, and it's yum, 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 yum. Save yourself the $8 a bag. The next thing that, now this is a big topic that we could really go very deeply into, but I'm really just going to kind of gloss over it. So the gut microbiome is super integral when it comes to skin health. The main reason is because your gut microbiome, so that is the good bacteria that lives in your guts, they are going to affect your hormones. So if your gut microbiome is disrupted, you're going to have issues like candida, so that's a buildup of yeast in your system. You're also going to have a malabsorption of nutrients, and that might result in something called leaky gut syndrome. So that's when you, essentially you're not absorbing what you eat and the nutrients that you eat. It's also going to cause constipation. And constipation is going to lead to all kinds of issues. And basically, actually, all these things lead to all kinds of issues. Your body is going to go into a state of emergency where it's going to have an immune response, which is going to elevate your levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and inflammation. And inflammation is essentially the root of all evil. It's the root cause of most diseases, whether we're talking about, skin diseases or not. It really is, it really impacts the whole body. So having a good microbiome, having a good gut microbiome is going to help reduce inflammation, and it's going to have just your whole system working so much better, which is just going to help a lot of different things. So if you suspect that your gut microbiome isn't working optimally, you can go see a naturopath and work with them that way. Or if you want to take matters in your own hands, really all you need to do is look at how much fermented food you're eating. So if you eat quite a bit of things like sauerkraut, kimchi, fermented pickles, which I'm yet to try, like a real fermented pickle, not just like a sweet pickle or something. If you regularly consume, my favorite, apple cider vinegar. And by the way, hey, another bonus, my favorite ever recipe. I drink this at least once a day. It even has a name in my household. We call it mama juice. It's cold filtered water with about a shot of apple cider vinegar to taste. And then I use a sweetener. I used to use maple syrup, but now I use stevia because I am sugar-free. And a dash of cinnamon. And it kind of tastes like a cold apple pie drink. I love it. It's super delicious, and you're getting your good digestive microbiome. What is the word I'm looking for? What is the simple word for this? Blank there. And you can also just get a supplement. At any health food store, you could just pick up a bottle of acidophilus and bifidus. You just look for what has the most billions of active culture in it. It'll probably run you about 30 bucks for about 60 to 90 capsules, but I mean, just take one a day and, you're good to go. So, it's definitely something that if you don't think it is a huge issue in your life, but you'd like to ramp it up a little bit, definitely look at, how to create a healthy gut flora for yourself. I find that every time that I'm concentrating a little bit more on eating fermented foods and of getting, the good, healthy bacteria, that within 2-3 weeks, for me, it's like all systems are go. Like everything just seems to be running better. And I don't just mean like, toilet things or like my skin. I just mean I feel more on. I definitely feel more clear-headed, and it also seems to help with things like PMS and raging. So, something to look at. Another thing that is super important to skin health is drinking enough water. Okay, so recently I've heard a few, or did I read? I can't remember now if it was a blog or if it was here on YouTube, but a few different people in the skincare industry saying that how much water you drink just doesn't make a difference in your skin, that the water you drink isn't going to instantly hydrate and plump your skin, so who cares about water? Okay, the point to water isn't for it to go directly to your skin to hydrate and plump your skin. That's not its point. If you think about it, okay, so you know that every cell in your body is something ridiculous like 80% water. We need water to function properly. Do you think that if you're hydrated, the first thing that your body is going to do is send that hydration, is to send that water to your skin? No! Your skin is like the last priority when it comes to your like body's functioning. Therefore, you gotta get enough water to not only help, you know, the important systems, like, I don't know, your brain or like your digestive system, your blood, and then it's going to help your skin. But the thing is, okay, so you don't have to drink 12 liters of water a day to like get the skin plumping. The point is that if your body is hydrated, then all the systems function better, you know? Like if you're not digesting properly, if you're, you know, not getting enough vital macronutrients in your diet, then like, you know, like I said, like the priority is not your skin. Like this is for your body. And this is why we take shortcuts like using skincare, right? Like this is why, or it's not even like a shortcut, but it's why, you know, we supplement with good skincare. But it starts with, your whole body just working, optimally. So water is a vital component to your health. So maybe you want to make some, you know, mama juice, as I call it. By the way, I hardly ever get colds, and I think it's because I've been drinking that stuff for years. So give it a shot. It's like, if you hate the taste, then maybe go for lemon water, but if you like it, then you are welcome. And what else? Oh yeah, and water is going to help with your body detoxifying, your body getting rid of all of the junk it doesn't need anymore. Yes, it's going to help with you pooping. It's going to help just move everything through your body. So that's also going to help with regulating your hormones. I don't know about you, but when I find myself getting dehydrated, I feel freaking cray. Like honestly, like I'm like, am I PMSing all the time? Like what is wrong with me? And I don't even recognize it as being thirst. I don't even recognize it as being dehydration. So this was happening to me a couple of months ago where I was heavily relying on the caffeine, like to the point where it was just kind of funny. And I was drinking like 2 to 3 glasses of wine every night, and I couldn't drink enough water. And I don't mean like I couldn't stop drinking water. I mean like I couldn't get myself to drink water. For the first time in years, I didn't like the taste of water. It was the weirdest thing. So what I did is I actually got those little, I don't have any anymore, but those little squeezy things of, like water flavor enhancers, and I felt super lame because I was like, oh, I need the like Kool-Aid. I didn't get the Kool-Aid ones. I got the like Mio ones with the electrolytes, and I got some by this brand called Skinny Girl. Hate the name, but actually the products aren't too bad. Then I realized it was actually a lot of sugar, so then I switched to just doing lemon water with stevia, and now I'm hooked. Lemon water, stevia, or mama juice with the stevia that's my jam. I love it. But I needed to do that to kind of get over the hump of dehydrating myself. Again, this whole hydration thing it's sort of a story for another time because, like I said, I've just majorly overhauled my diet, but I'm only 2 weeks in, so I feel like it's a little bit premature to talk about specifically what I'm doing. But so far, it's a success. And I'm going to show you my water bottle that I am currently obsessed with. Okay, so my family calls me the toddler because it's a giant sippy cup, but it's by that brand Contigo, and it's 32 ounces, and I can happily suck away at like 4, 5 to 6 of these a day, which may be excessive, but I feel like my body just really, really, really needed that amount of water. I can lie on the daybed and watch Netflix and just like drink water. Just lie in there. Okay. Oh yeah, and then also helping with your body detox, those cruciferous vegetables we were talking about before, they also really help with body detoxification. Not only are they high in dietary fiber, but there's something else that I can't remember what it's called that also helps with hormone regulation. So, you know, if you don't feel like hormone regulation is like a dire medical need for you, then definitely just tweaking your diet so that it's a bit healthier would be a good first step. It might be all you need to really just regulate and balance stuff out. If you do think that it's something more serious for you, for example, if you do have chronic and very deep-seated acne, it may be elevated levels of androgen, which, by the way, is basically like that's one of the main reasons why acne happens and is formed. My camera is about to die. Whew, we are going for the long haul here, you guys. So, as I was saying, if you do have, you do suspect that there is something seriously wrong with your hormones, so acne being a really prominent and, in a sense, really good sign that there is something wrong with your hormones, then it is something that you do need to seek professional advice about. Hey, maybe changing your diet will be all that it takes, but you may need, you know, someone to really guide you through this. So, you know, if your regular medical doctor just prescribes something for you, specifically antibiotics, don't think that you have to say yes and that you have to do it, especially if it's reoccurring. So maybe once antibiotics, I don't know, see how it goes. But you know, regularly being on antibiotics is going to disrupt your gut microbiome. And so, you don't really want to do that because this is just starting a cycle, right? So if there are two things that I'm going to put it out there and suggest for you to stop eating tomorrow, it is sugar and dairy. So there's no way that this can surprise you. I really hope that it doesn't surprise you that the first thing I'm going to suggest that is completely no bueno for your skin is sugar. But it really, it's really terrible, you guys. It really, really is. I am telling you this as someone who 2 weeks ago was completely addicted to sugar. It snuck up on me, but damn it, it was real. I was addicted to sugar. I was addicted to carbohydrates. It was, you know, in the wine that I was drinking every night. It was in the maple syrup that I would occasionally just eat from out of the fridge. It was, you know, in the amount of fruit that I used to eat. I mean, I always thought that I was a healthy eater, but honestly, there was a lot of hidden natural sugars in there. Anyhow, like I said, my diet story for another time, but I had to put it in there that if I was able to quit sugar cold turkey, I really think you can do it too. And I really challenge you to do it, okay? Do it! Sugar is going to increase insulin release in your body, and that completely messes with hormones. It's sort of this chain reaction that once you have sugar, you get that high, you get the low, you get the insulins, you get the insulin release, and it produces like a release of sebum, which is your natural oils, but like too much of it like surges out. It's like flying out of your face. And then also elevated levels of androgen, which, as I mentioned before, is going to cause acne. So maybe, you know, if it is an androgen response that your body is having and you're creating acne, I did say you are creating acne, by the way, then maybe it's not hormones so much as it is just the sugar itself. So experimenting with quitting with sugar could be life-changing. And you don't have to think of it as being something that, you know, it doesn't mean you'll never eat sugar again. But if you suspect that it's hidden in all kinds of stuff that you're consuming all day long, you know, like if you were like me, like I ate pineapples and gummy bears and, you know, Cabernet Sauvignon. This is all sugar. It really is. And, you know, quinoa and beans and all these things that I thought was really, really healthy were really just carbs and sugar, carbs and sugar, carbs and sugar. So, you know, it's really like it's hidden in there. Another thing I would challenge you to stop eating is dairy. So this isn't just coming from like a vegan perspective. My company is vegan. Again, I will talk about my dietary choices and changes in another video. But dairy is not really something that I think is very helpful to a lot of people, especially if you are suffering from acne or even like premature wrinkling. There's a lot of hormones in dairy. So if you love milk, if you love your yogurt, at least switch to organic. So we still have milk in the house. We only drink organic milk. I'm not all about organic everything all the time, which may or may not surprise you, but I honestly can't afford organic everything. But, you know, there are certain things where we do go organic, and milk is definitely one of those. And yogurt as well. We only go for full fat Greek organic yogurt, and I don't eat it anymore, but that's what my son eats. But dairy can be a big time hormone disruptor, and it's a very, very common trigger for a lot of people with acne. So if you've never tried some form of elimination diet, I challenge you, I highly recommend, I can't stress enough that you should just try to eliminate sugar and to eliminate dairy. And while you're eliminating sugar, eliminate a lot of those hidden carbohydrates. So vastly cut down on bread, pasta, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my brief, not so brief video on eating for better skin. Honestly, it could go so much deeper into this, but that's kind of the gloss over of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Love you guys. Bye.